Ladies and gentlemen, I'm not responsible for the music here behind me. Bobby Brown and MCA for the copyrights and the rights and the privilege of this music is responsible, not me. But here you go. I'm the host with the most and the co-host,
Kristen Bouchard.
and this is the podcast that turn all heads.
Street
Street
Savage.
savvy, ladies and gentlemen. Say it again, co-host.
Street Savage.
That's what I'm talking about. That was pretty sexy of you. Let me get my voice. Street savvy, baby.
Woo!
Oh yeah, very white. Very white. I need some Vaseline for these lips. Lord help me. Can I get some Vaseline on this channel? Okay, folks. We got a great show for you tonight. Our great topic is all well. The topic is huge and dear to a lot of people's hearts, especially women on this set today. It's definitely dear to your heart. Does women need their father in their lives today as adults? That's the topic. But before we get to that, we're going to the news of the day. Hamas has released a 4-year-old Abigail Eden. What is it? Eden. I'm sorry, God, brain fart. Abigail Eden. She's American-born child, and she was actually abducted on the 7th of October, allegedly, and now has been released. Great. And it has released 11 more hostage, 9 women and 2 children. That's great, folks. That's a blessing to my ears. I repeat, that's a big thing. 11 hostage release, plus a little girl, Abigail Eden. That's huge. That's huge. I'm hopefully getting more peace talks and more people released and get this religious war calmed down and get some dialogue, folks. Yes. And in the sports, it was a great night last night. A lot of teams who needed to win won, and only one really lost. It was really no major upsets. Let's get started. The Philadelphia Eagles beat the Buffalo Bills 31 to 34 and a fill in OT. The Ravens beat the Chargers. The Falcons beat I can't even get it out. They beat whoever. I'm sorry. The Steelers beat the Bengals. The Panthers beat the Titans. And Tom Brady's former team, Tampa Bay, lost against the Colts. Patriots lost against the Giants. Jacksonville Jaguars lost against the actually won against the Texans, excuse me. And Cleveland lost against the Denver Broncos. That is serious work. And the Monday night game is tonight. Please don't miss it. The Bears against the Minnesota Vikings. That should be a game, folks. That should be a huge game. That should be a huge game. You know, I'm looking at the sports, right? The news. And there's a lot of sports betting going on. You know? And you have multiple situations in each league, rumors, allegedly, that it's turning the game into something that we don't want it to be, or to a bigger, great conglomerate. But I'm not a betting man anymore. Haven't bet in a while. Um, it's crucial to, I guess, the bet man. The game I fumbled was the Saints against the Falcons. I'm sorry, folks. I did something about the Saints. The Saints against the Falcons, they lost. Saints lost 15-24. But yeah, the gambling is serious. It's huge in Vegas and now in the city near you, I guess. In New York State, we can't bet on the hometown team or the game. I guess that's cool. I guess that's less lucrative for us, but who knows? Okay. And other news of today.
We have story of the day. Okay, everybody. So Opening statements have started in the Young Thug trial. Prosecutors wants to use his music against him, while his defense lawyers want to declare a mistrial. Prosecutor wants to use the alleged lyrics, saying, what did he say? I pay my lawyers to get away with murder.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. And his lawyers are like, no, you cannot do that. That is not fair.
Because that's just the same token. Donald Trump, who is in court for the RICO trial, is just like Young Thug in Atlanta, said, hey, allegedly, you folks go over here and do this on January 6th in the insurrection. So if Donald Trump is getting charged or Nate not getting charged, why should Young Thug? That's a lot of questions the folks are having today. Anything else you got over the story today?
No, that's it.
Thank you, my co-host. Appreciate that. Your lovely words, your kindly voice. Thank you. That's it. You are the matriarch. You are the one.
Okay.
Oh, girl. Okay, folks. Let's get into the topic of the day. Do women need their father today? I'm going to go to my co-host with this to lead this train and bus on this story. What do you think about that topic?
I think, in my opinion, women do need their fathers. At least I do. You know, I've never had my father, but I've come to spend time with him from time to time and talk to him, and just this wonderful Thanksgiving. You know, we spent some wonderful time together, and I had him make me a plate. He's never made me a dinner plate. So I told him what I wanted, and he enjoyed doing that. And as his daughter, I kind of felt like a little girl. I'm a grown woman, but seeing my dad make me a plate for the first time in my life ever,
Wow.
It made me feel good. I'm a daddy's girl and didn't realize it. I didn't realize it because he was never there. But when he is there, I'm there as well. You know, he could do no wrong in my eyes. You know, call me Chrissy, you know, give me little nicknames, and I'm his little princess. I think, you know, every daughter wants their dad in their life at some point.
I think all the time.
Yeah, you know.
So, that's my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. It's that feeling, that protector feeling, that superior feeling, that guidance, that manly, like, I am your first and I am your last, and I am in between. Although you may get married, but I am always here.
That's true. That's how I feel about my daughters.
You know, so a woman will always run to her dad for every and anything, no matter what age, no matter what. A woman will always run to her dad. A girl will always run to her dad. A daughter will always run to her dad. And hopefully them dads are there. And if they're not, they should make an effort, because their daughters need, want, and love them.
True. That's true fact.
You know? So, yeah.
Now, in saying that, do you have daughters, and are they fathers in their life?
I have 4 daughters.
Excuse me, say that again?
I have 4 daughters.
Now, are they fathers in their life?
One of them is.
Explain.
My youngest. She's 12.
How's she feel about that?
She loves her dad. She's a daddy's girl, for real.
As she should.
You know, it's funny because when she was young, about 2 or 3 years old, she would get jealous when me and him would cuddle up, you know? You know, she'd be like, I'm daddy's girl. She would climb on him, hug him, and things like that. But, you know, that was her showing her love for her dad. As for my other 3, they would like for their dad to be there. But he's not. And they voiced that opinion to me. They say, Mom, you can do what you do, but I need a man. I need my dad to tell me how to handle these men out here, how to deal with men.
Now,
period.
How old are they? How old are they? I'm sorry, your oldest daughter.
My oldest is 22, and then I have a 20-year-old, and then I have a 19-year-old.
Wow, that's a lot. Testosterone in your house.
Yeah.
And not to cut you, because I definitely respect women all day long. I love the women in my life. Is that hard for your three oldest daughters to see the one daughter dad there and their dad? It's not around, as you say.
Well, you know what? It is. But my youngest daughter, he stepped up to be their stepdad.
Okay.
And that was awesome. They learned so much from him, and they respect him, and they view him, as their dad.
Respect.
Although he and I are no longer
Respect.
together, to this day, they're like, he taught me this, he taught me that. And he was a great stepdad, and kudos to him. And I thank him for being there through the assemblies, through the graduations, through the proms, and through the school dances, and through the hormones and life changes that these girls went through.
That's a lot.
He met them very young.
Yeah, hormones is a lot. Hormones a lot.
And he was there through all the cycles. But he was there, and I appreciate him for being that in their life.
Well, applaud that brother. Definitely, he deserves applause. To piggyback to what you were saying,
Yeah,
decent story too, like that.
yeah.
I think a lot of women should be able to tell that type of story, not in the same contents, but in the same attitude, fortitude. So appreciate you, brother, for being here for the co-host is baby girls. I appreciate that. And my state as being a man and having a lot of daughters in my life. I can tell you the story on my babies. My daughters. Wow, my babies are serious about me, and I'm very serious about them. I actually mind my business, but I actually know my business, and ain't nothing in this world I wouldn't do for my daughters when they come to me one on one, or when they come to me with help, or they reach out. Some things I make it my business to know, and some things I mind my business because domestic is real serious. And I know women. Women can really be vindictive, overzealous, protective, and a little bit bullshit in the middle. So I source to mind my business and to them a call upon. My daughters, I love what they have done. I have an older daughter in Texas. She moved out there with her 4 children. Now she's pregnant with her fifth. I love her for being the woman and the statue she is for her children. Excuse me. And the dedicated being a parent who quickly say, I do without. That's without a man. And some of us feel like you need a man with those children or that many or one or two. My daughter has done that. For my second oldest daughter who lives in Boston with 2 sons. I love you, baby. She's been doing it for years. Their dad has input, but she does majority of the foot, the walking, the talking, the cooking, the cleaning, the let's go, let's get up, let's go, the nurturing for my grandson. So I love you for that. Um, that number one, the big honcho. She has one daughter. My granddaughter is 15, and she's been doing it for years. Her dad is not no longer with us, my granddaughter, but my daughter been doing it, no matter who she's with, fiance or not. She's been doing it, and I love her for that. I appreciate her. I'm on her side for that. You my hero. If you're listening to this, you my hero, my baby. I named you for a reason. You know who you are. And then for one of my middle daughters, I love you. You have no kids yet. I love you for the knowledge you was bringing to this world. And when you call your daddy, that's my father. I'm never gonna forget those words. You daddy's girl. I'm gonna tell you guys a little story. When I was coming up being an HO, I also thought I can never have no kids that look like me. Because I had several that's different shade, different creed, even different color eyes. And so in the back of the mind theory, the ignorancy, I'm like, well, I want some babies to look like me. The guy, the one, the me, the he. And I had my Portia. Yeah. I don't do names on telecast and broadcasts, but my Portia, wow. You are my hero, baby. If you listening to this, Portia, you daddy's hero. Not just because of the education route you took, but because you stand for your father. And all you guys do, but you won. You won. I love you. And to go down to my baby. I have beautiful daughters, ladies and gentlemen. I have beautiful specimens as women, as young women, as teenagers. But this one right here, I got to tell you about her. Her name is Ijeria. Ijeria. She is a lot of my world today, ladies and gentlemen. I get so hyped talk about my baby because my baby one time didn't speak to me for 5 first personal years of her life. And her daddy stood by like a daddy do and taught her each word, each language, each letter. I did that. Because every daughter deserves to look at her father and speak the words she speaks. I love you, daddy. And hear the words, I love you, my daughter. All right, Jerry, if you listen to this telecast, this streaming, this podcast, I love you, I love you, I love you. I love you. Trust me. I got one. Very ambitious. Very ambitious. You know who you is. She was a dad for a lot of years. A lot of situations. And left for dad. Went back home and find growth, find work, find wealth. And being in the struggle. I love you for that. Do you remember dictate all situations. Like dad told you. I'm only going to tell you once. I love you. I love you. I love you. And for the Brianna, for the world, that God got you in heaven, I love you, baby. We never got to spend that time, that nurturing that I did with you when you was a baby. You live not in this world today. You were not in this sight, but you in this mind and soul and body of spirit. Your dad loves you. I think about you a lot. I look at your picture and say, wow, me and your mom created something. Even though you're not here today in mind, body, and soul and fresh, your spirit is here. So I love you. I love you. And that one, woo-hoo, woo, my sunshine. Let me tell you how I got this sunshine, y'all. I'm going to tell you a story about this sunshine. Sunshine was named me, the kids, and the wife, right? The wife. We put names in the box. Right? And we picked a shout. We picked names in the box. And we all picked the name out, right? And I'm like, okay, whatever. I reached in, right? I rabbled it out, right? And it said sunshine. And we went with sunshine, right? I'm going to tell you, this little girl came out as my sunshine. Let me tell you something. When the light has come, oh, when the land is done, and the moon is the only light we'll see. No, I won't be afraid. No, I won't be afraid. Just as long as I live, you stand by me. So my sunshine, every morning, ladies and gentlemen, this little girl, I stand by the bus stop with her. She stand by her dad. She's about 5'5". I'm not that tall, folks. You know, I'm a big dude here in my heart and spirit. Right? My baby stand next to me, you know. She look at me every day and tells me she loves me. And we have this handshake we do. And it's fascinating. Every car that ride by, even the bus monitor, she looks at it and Every time I do this with this little girl, I don't know, God brought me this little girl for whatever wishes and thoughts and mind and soul. I love this little girl like no other, like my other daughters. And that's the power. I tell you the stories about my daughters. And I got a lot of daughters. I got some that I don't know, and some that I do know, and some that God knows. And in my heart, I love them all deeply inside here. Inside here, I'm a man first. I subscribe minds. I claim minds, no matter what. And that's the real. If you anyone listen to this podcast, and you a child of mine, you a child of God, you a child of He, you a child of Thee, you a child of me. I'm telling you right now, folks. I ain't got to hold you when it comes to these kids. I done laid down and died and fried for a lot of minds. And I'm going to keep going for minds, especially my motherfucking daughters. I brought them in this month. They came out that sack, folk. His mother may gave him the reproduction age up in there, baby girl. I can't knock what a woman do, but I know what I can do and produce. God said, listen, you did a lot of womanizing. But can you raise and breed these ones right here? One of my daughters told me one day, I'm going to tell you what she said. She said, Daddy, you was so hard on me. You was so hard on me when I was younger. I said, baby, Daddy didn't have a handbook. That's called protection. If you don't know that, you're going to earn that. Do better with your daughter. That's all I know. I'm never going to hurt you or deceive you or deny you. Ain't no other man in this world is either. Because I die and go to hell for all of mine, and I mean it. I mean it. God has strike me down to hold me not. My blood is my daughters and my sons. And you try one of them, you're trying me. And that ain't judge or jury, or that ain't 12 people carrying me. That's whatever you want to go for, bro, sis, whoever, cuz. I'm about mine. But I love all of mine. So if you want a mine, reach out to me. Reach out to this brother today. If you one of my children, you reach out to me and let me know. I love you, Pops, because I love all of mine. I ain't scared to tell a motherfucker about mine. Trust me. I told that woman, which is my wife, I'm going to tell y'all a story real quick. I told my wife, I said, listen, it's 2008. I had lost my grandmother 2007. I lost my heart 2008 in February. My sister, my older sister, right in front of me. Lost my daughter's auntie, was a good friend of mine, in a train crash in Boston in 2008. And then 2008 July, I lost a stepmother who raised me. And then my wife comes up, I'm pregnant. Well, she was my girlfriend then. I said, no, baby. No, baby. I can't do no more kids. I got plenty already. I can't do no more. Child support kicking me in the pocket, the butt, and everything else. She said, oh, well, that's your business. I'm keeping mine. I don't need nothing. And I tell you some crazy stuff. This woman was serious about that. This woman was serious. She had that little girl. That little girl name is Algeria. Innocent. Lynette Works. You see that? God work in mysterious ways, folks. And I ain't no baby killer. I got a lot in heaven, folks. I ain't gonna sit and hold you. I ain't gonna sit and hold you. I was a hoe, a dog, or whatever you want to call it. But only God knows where my heart lays at. I got discrepancy with kids, family members, whoever. I'm not a monster. I'm not an animal. I'm not an unforgivable person. God done forgave me. And I done forgave whoever. I ain't asking nobody to forgive me. Because in my heart, I done gave up me to him. Hope you do the same. I'm a father that stands 10 toes for mine, especially my daughters and my granddaughters. Ain't nothing in the world I wouldn't do for them. Nothing. Any woman in my life. Any woman. So if you a woman out there today, I'm going to ask you something. Do something. My co-host is in there. I love your story too about you and your dad. I love it. That's huge to me. Big up to my co-host, Kristen Bouchard, for that story. Love you for that. But if any woman out there today who love their father, how my daughters love me, call your dad today. You see this podcast? Call your dad today. Let me know tomorrow you told your dad you love him. Call your dad today. Let him know how much you love him. Because no matter what y'all went through, he always going to love his daughters. It's like a mother going to love her sons. A dad going to die and go to hell for his fathers. And I don't know about anybody else. I can't talk about any man because I ain't any other man. I'm me. I will leave here for mine. Technicalities as well, allegedly. I love you all my daughters. All of my daughters. I love all of y'all. Y'all watching this podcast? This man love y'all to death. And I respect all y'all mothers, which y'all all know, for having y'all. We may have our quarrels and our differences because I was a whore and a dog or whatever else, which I know I always blame myself for all of the mistakes I done made. But I respect your moms for having y'all. That was in God's plan. I ain't knocking that. So, folks, my co-host got something else to say. How you feel about your dad today?
He is who he is. I always have love for him.
That's deep.
Because he's my dad. That's just it.
Y'all heard her. And my daughter's who it is to me. I'm just your father. And forgive me for any wrong, or any bad words, or any mental or physical harm I have caused you in years. Because I do kick ass. Y'all know that. But from he don't know and he don't yet receive, it's what he understands later on in life. It's always we. I can't do this without y'all. I love my daughters. I love all of y'all. Make sure you subscribe, like, and share. This is another podcast moment. Street Savvy, the co-host,
Kristen Bouchard.
Jay Works. I love y'all, and we out.
Good night.